The Great Depression. Imagine a nation rising with unstoppable confidence, a country convinced that prosperity was permanent. The United States, in the late 1920s, believed it had discovered a new economic era, one where growth would never stop, where ordinary people could become wealthy overnight, and where the future looked brighter than ever before. Factories were producing at record levels. Cities glowed with electric light and modern ambition. Families bought cars, radios, and new appliances. And above it all, the stock market climbed higher and higher, as if it were untouchable. But beneath the surface, the foundation of this prosperity was dangerously unstable. Stock prices no longer reflected real value. Banks handed out loans to anyone who wanted to gamble on the market. People borrowed money, invested money, and dreamed with money. Money that didn't truly exist. Confidence became the nation's greatest asset, but confidence is fragile. October 24th, 1929, Black Thursday. The moment the illusion cracked. Panic swept through Wall Street. Investors rushed to sell their shares. The trading floor erupted into chaos, shouts, fear, confusion. 5 days later came the final blow, Black Tuesday. The greatest stock market crash in American history. Billions of dollars evaporated in a single day. People who had been wealthy on Monday stood in ruins by Friday. The crash triggered something far deeper. Banks had invested heavily in the stock market. And when the market collapsed, so did the banks. Terrified depositors lined up, demanding their savings. But the money was gone. One bank failed, then another, then thousands. By 1933, nearly 25% of all American workers were unemployed. Factories shut down. Farms failed. Families lost their homes and wandered the country in search of work. Breadlines stretched for blocks. Children went hungry. Entire towns collapsed into silence. And the crisis did not stop at America's borders. The world, still recovering from World War I, was economically tied to the United States. When America fell, Europe, Asia, and South America felt the shock waves. Global trade collapsed, industrial production plummeted. It became the worst economic disaster modern civilization had ever witnessed. President Herbert Hoover believed the economy would heal itself. But every month, the suffering deepened. Businesses failed. States ran out of money. Millions felt abandoned and hopeless. Everything changed in 1933 when Franklin D. Roosevelt took office. His voice, his confidence, and his plan, the New Deal, offered something the nation had lost. Hope. Roosevelt stabilized the banks. He created public work programs that hired millions to build bridges, roads, dams, and schools. For the first time, the government became a force for recovery. And slowly, the country began to breathe again. Yet the Great Depression did not fully end with policy alone. It ended with the massive industrial mobilization of World War II, a surge of production, jobs, and momentum that reignited the American economy. The Great Depression revealed a truth that still shapes our world. An economy is not built on money alone. It is built on trust, fragile trust, human trust, the belief that tomorrow will be better than today. And when that belief shatters, even the strongest nation can fall.